Optin Tango, a better opt-in dance. Learn how you can increase your opt-ins by up to 300%. Optin Tango provides you with a new way to add high converting opt-in forms to your WordPress websites. It also works with mobile, and you can use the code on any HTML page you wish. Let's talk about some of the important features and their benefits. Optin Tango provides you with the opportunity to choose any button style. You can suit your site's theme and choose any button text to suit your required call to action. Choose from any form to complement your offer. Simple setup wizards will make your life easier. The forms for mobile users come in mobile-friendly formats. You can set up campaigns to monitor the success of your forms. Tracking data will view your conversions and compare for testing. Automatic optimization. Set and forget automation of your most successful forms. Let's take a look at Optin Tango. Now, before we go behind the scenes of Optin Tango and start checking out some of those amazing features and benefits, let's just check out one of the reasons why it's so important to be able to change your code so quickly and easily, which is one of the features that Optin Tango enables. Now, here's an example of a blog post that's been written by Unbounce, all about some of the call to action buttons that convert and why they convert. And this is a perfect example of why it's so important to be able to edit those very quickly and easily so that they take effect instantly on your blog. Now, that's one of the features you're going to find inside Optin Tango. Let's take a look at Lead Pages, a very, very famous split testing property that checked out that 60% increase in their newsletter subscriptions came from using the two-step opt-in process instead of the old-fashioned now opt-in standard. Let's have a look at Copyblogger. Now, Copyblogger over here will use this button as a way to attract prospects to join their list. And here we go, this is another Copyblogger example. Free registration is the call to action. Simply click on the button and you'll find yourself being redirected to an opt-in form. And here's an opt-in form example. This is Crazy Egg, and this is how they're asking people to choose between these options. Each of these buttons is going to lead them to an opt-in form. Now let's take a quick peek at some of the buttons that have been created by Optin Tango. So this is a very simple example. It's a slightly orange coloured button with white font, and when you click on this you'll see a form appear. Now this is the two-step process that we're talking about. That's what makes Optin Tango so incredibly popular and an amazingly creative way for you to increase your subscriber base. Let's take another look. Here's another test. This is a blue button using a different text. And here we go, we've got a very different style of form, and we've got lots of forms inside Optin Tango for you to choose from. So let's take a look at the back end. Inside you'll see you've got connection to the help videos and support from right inside your WordPress admin. Let's just move this page up here a little, and you can see the first thing you're going to do is go to the autoresponders area, and you're going to configure your preferred autoresponder. And you can remove the connection and add any other responder anytime you wish. Now this is where we come to the really fabulous part of this plugin, where we're going to start creating really unique opt-in forms. And it's so simple. The wizard really does make life very, very easy for you. Simply going to enter a name here. Let's call this Opt-in Test 4. And we're going to choose the autoresponder, and I've got get response lined up here. Now when you click on this button, it's going to give you the opportunity to choose any of the forms and campaigns that you've actually set up, because you've already aligned your get response account or whichever email client you're using with the plugin. You can choose to use a custom field, or you can choose to hide the custom field. And you've got another opportunity here to add whichever thank you URL you want your subscribers to arrive at. You then go to the next step. Now the next step is all about designing your action button. And here's where you're going to choose the text. So subscribe now is the text that I've chosen. Now don't worry, you'll see that that word won't fit in this size button, but that's because of the size that it's automatically configured to at this moment. You can then choose a button style. So let's say I choose style 5. And now, as you can see already, the text is fitting. And I can choose from a number of different palettes, and you'll see that those come in all these different shades. I can choose transparent, and I can also choose no gradient. Now here's where it gets really fun. You can go over to this side and choose your border radius, and it will automatically adjust. As you can see, I've changed the entire shape of the outside of that button from having it very square to having it curved to having it almost rounded on the ends there. And that's entirely up to your taste. That's one of the things we recommend you check and test. Now the font size also, here we go, I can change the font size and make that quite large. I can change the border, I can change the vertical of the button, and I can change the horizontal. Now you'll see that the text is going to fit. So I'm not completely keen on having too big a border, but that's again one of those things that you'll be testing. So the box shadow is going to be the next element that you're going to be wanting to change or not. It's entirely up to you. So that's going to be, as you can see, if I just scroll down a little more, you can see that the shadow there is an effect that again comes from whatever you decide your design will be. So you can change all these different elements, and the text shadow again is something else that you can align. You can change that according to your preferred look. And then you go on to the next step. Now if you wanted to change the button, there's a button here that you can use to do so. Otherwise you would go on to the next step, and this is where you get to choose the form that you want to use. Now these are going to automatically scroll until you choose one that is appealing and is going to work with what you're aiming to achieve. These are all configurable and easily editable, and you can see which ones are mobile responsive, as I've mentioned in the previous part of the video. So let's see. I think I'm going to choose this one, and I just want to show you very briefly how easy it is to edit the text very, very quickly, very, very easily to whatever it is you want it to do. And then you're going to add your button text. Again, you've got more opportunities to configure and make changes for the button size, making that larger, smaller, moving the text around inside the button. All of these things can be configured according to your desire. And then again, you can change the form if you've decided against using this one. And if you're happy with it, then you go along and save the form set. Let's move along to campaigns, and you can see here there will be a list of the campaigns that you've actually created. Now campaigns are where you're actually going to be testing to see which campaign is going to do the best for you in your conversions. So you would simply call it whatever you want to call it, and you would choose the forms. So I can choose form 1, choosing form 2, and choosing form 3. So this is based on however many forms you're actually working with. And you would save that campaign. You can tell it after how many days you want it to automatically optimize. So remember, this is your automated optimization. This is where split testing comes into its own. You don't have to come back to this site any longer if you don't wish to. You can set it up so that it will choose for you the most high converting form that you've actually configured, and it will make sure that that form then stands in its position wherever the code has been used that relates to that. So that's another one of the amazing and fantastically useful features of Optin Tango. Now let's go to where you're going to be managing those forms. Here you've got the opportunity to grab the standalone code. Now the standalone code is where you can take the code generated by Optin Tango inside WordPress, and you can use that code on any HTML page you wish. So if you're creating a squeeze page, or if you're building a landing page, or whatever you want to use this code for, then just create the forms, set everything up, and then take that standalone code and go and place it in its position. Here's where you can manage the campaigns. If you've finished the campaign, you want to delete that. If you want to create new campaigns, you go ahead and do that here. And finally, this is where you're going to see the tracking of the data. So it's going to give you an opportunity to see just how many people have viewed the various forms that you've got, how many visits you've had, and how many conversions. And as you can see, this is a test site, so there's not going to be a lot of data here as it stands. You can expand the stats and you can get a lot more detail and really start to see just how many people from the views and the visits are actually converting to subscribers. So that is the beautiful Optin Tango as you've seen it. These are the amazing features that will just change the way you use opt-in forms on your websites from now on. One more thing to show you is just how easy it is to add these. Let me go into one of my tests. I'm just going to remove that and ask to edit. And what you'll see once this is actually loaded is, there you go, there is the insert Optin Tango form, and let's just come down the bottom here, and if I click on this again, you'll see that it's going to ask which form you want to add, and you can insert the short code or cancel. And that's how you would get your forms in position anywhere at all on your site. You can go ahead and add those codes very easily. So there you have it. Optin Tango really is a better opt-in dance. Working with WordPress, we've created a two-step opt-in sequence. It is created by us, but it's going to be powered by you. Get your unique two-step opt-in WordPress plugin. Just click the buy button and download your copy now.